The new season of Marvel Snap is only 2 days old, but the early data already shows a major shift. End of turn decks are suddenly everywhere, and Isca the Unbeaten might be the reason why. Also, we're giving away 2 season passes in this video, and we're going to give away 2 season passes in yesterday's video, so make sure to check that out too. Let's dive into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Kicker of Elves here. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day wherever you're at. Welcome back to episode 13 of Marvel Snap Meta Shenanigans, the weekly show where we take a look at the top decks using untapped premium data, as well as the performance of the current season pass cards, the most recent Series 5 cards, and of course, our weekly viewer card of the week. If you want to get your card read out on the show, make sure to leave a comment asking which card you want me to check out, and the comment with the most likes get featured next week. So, additionally, this episode, we're going to be giving away 2 of the new March season passes. So if you would like to get a hold of Ensaba, make sure to like the video, leave a comment saying season pass in the comment. It could be about anything, but just say season pass. And please make sure to subscribe. I'm going to announce winners probably on Saturday, so make sure to say subscribe to the channel to get in there. And make sure to leave your Discord ID, X handle, some way for me to get in touch with you if you want to qualify to be entered. Unfortunately, in doing these giveaways, one thing that's been very surprising is the amount of people that will not follow up. I don't want to chase folks down. People who win stuff sometimes just don't hear back from them. So just leave your Discord ID, email address, X handle. You might have to get creative with some spacing in the comment. I've seen people say like YouTube takes it down. Putting some spaces in between will typically work for that. I've seen people just post their names outright and it works, but YouTube should just add a DM feature. But yes, please do that if you want to make sure you get your card. Not get your card. if you want to try to get a hold of that Ensaba season pass, because hey, season pass the best value in Snap. I'm getting it nice and early because I have codes early in the month instead of the very end of the month like it's been the past couple of months. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into it. And of course, before, like I said without further ado, but here's some more ado. For those of you, the real ones who want to stick around to the end, we're going to close things out with a bit of Kicker of Elves lore. But okay, meta right now. We're looking at data for rank 80 through 100 plus. Brought the win rate down to 700 plus games to give us a bit more of a sample size, since we are just looking at the latest patch, which is since 3.3. So at the time of recording this, we're looking at about 2 days worth of data. Fresh start to a new season. That's going to be the data set for every single thing that we look at here. And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here, because Star-Lord is that god-awful Star-Lord combo deck with Eliath, Juggernaut, Fin Fang Foom, not at the top of the meta right now. It's still out there, but what you're seeing is, if you had told me 4 or 5 months ago that Doom 2099 was going to be an incredible meta threat, I wouldn't have believed you, but here he is. We are seeing a big resurgence of end of turn and Doom 2099 Aurora. That is largely due to, again, he's getting consistent buffs. Moondragon was a nice support piece, but Isca the Unbeaten is what's making these decks really stand out. You'll probably notice that in this data set, the end of the more traditional end of turn list here is far and away the best in terms of the highest win rate. We're looking at win rate. This is a 64% win rate. I will say that because we're looking at pre-infinite stats, I'm doing 80 to 100 because if you hit infinite when the season rolls over, you go back to 75. So I've wanted to start at 80 to account for people who have done some climbing. And I've also found that pre-80, there was a lot more bots. So once you get past there, this gets rid of some of the bot games, but not all of them. That's why this deck is number 1 in terms of win rate. I actually don't think this is a very reliable deck right now because of these 2 lists here, especially this one that doesn't have Juggernaut, Horseman of War. He's a fine card, but you don't need him. Cosmic Ghost Rider just absolutely destroys this list. This is kind of the baseline, what you want to be doing with Isca the Unbeaten, but it just gets obliterated by Cosmic Ghost Rider. You see a Jocasta come down, Cosmic Ghost Rider on 5 just ruins it. But if you're bumping into a lot of bots, if you're not seeing these Aurora lists pop up, then yeah, totally fine to do this, but it just doesn't seem like the right meta call right now. Maybe once people cool down a little bit on this kind of a list. Basically, once Cosmic Ghost Rider goes away, this list can just go insane. Isca is very, very strong. Mr. Negative, though, also this is proven to be a better home for Star-Lord here. I believe KM Bester is the one talking about how like Star-Lord into Arnim Zola is kind of your backup Mr. Negative Jane Foster. It's not as strong, but Star-Lord was like him being an alternative or a backup Mr. Negative plan is a much better place for him than him being like just better Mr. Negative. Hopefully we never see another meta like February 2026 again. But yeah, this is what you need if you're trying to climb to hit infinite. This is what you need to be aware of right now. Isca's crazy. Cosmic Ghost Rider stocks go way up. I think that of these two lists, these two Aurora lists, I like this one better. The win rate difference is literally negligible. This one has a lot more games because Dexter played it to rank 1 day 1 on his big stream. Love Dexter. I like this list better. I don't necessarily think you absolutely need Juggernaut Horseman of War, but this list feels a little bit less like clunky. Having a third 2-drop in there, I think Killmonger is probably not the right call. Killmonger is better as Iron Lad. I saw this list from CryJN or GN from the Pixel Alliance. Pixel Alliance represent, and I just like this one better. So that's where you can start with. Let's talk about our recent Series 5 cards. Last week's Series 5 card release, again, this is looking at just this season. Jack Flag doing quite well with an almost 56% win rate and 8% popularity, 0.55 cube rate. That is because, drumroll please, he is being featured in these Aurora lists. Now, I like Jack Flag. I think he's comparable to like a Speed, and that's what he'll net out long term. He is a fine card if you have them in these lists. I kind of feel like he's a win more card in these lists, and that if you're already like these versions of the list are very much like trying to run downhill. If you are playing perfectly, if you were going Moondragon into Jack Flag, into Doom 2099, into Cosmic Ghost Rider, the thing, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Sandman, into Doctor Doom Aurora, you feel great. But if you're doing that, like if you're not getting your 2-drop, if you're not getting Doom 2099, Jack Flag just sitting there as a 3/3 feels pretty bad. So I don't think you need him to play this list. Again, tabbing back over real quick, I actually prefer this version of the list. You don't need Juggernaut Horseman of War. You can pick another 2-drop if you want. Killmonger over Iron Lad over Killmonger. So yeah, Jack Flag, great pickup. I think long term he's gonna settle down to like a very strong speed-like card. Let's talk Juggernaut Horseman of War here. Juggernaut Horseman of War, decent popularity at about 10% popularity, 55% win rate, 0.39 cube rate, doing okay. I picked him up because I try to stay, I stay since like December. I've intentionally been series complete so I can just provide better context and knowledge in the videos I'm creating for y'all. And he feels pretty good. Like he's an okay card, but it just doesn't, I'm not sure if I'll do a full review of him, but he feels like he doesn't feel that great. I gave him a pretty low rating in my season preview. I think he's a little bit better than that, but his condition's tough to meet. The Doombots and Aurora stuff and like Moondragon can help him meet that condition. Getting a 2/8 is pretty solid. I want them to buff Aurora, change Aurora to hit objective cards too. That would be great. But yeah, he's a fine card. Not something you need immediately. Let's talk about our new season pass card, En Saba Nur. I have not played this card once yet. I have been stuck on Isca. I talked about this in the video yesterday, not been going die hard on what's it called, just like grinding to infinite. I'm at like rank 88 right now at the time of doing this. And this is a totally random point to bring it up. I'm just going to do it. I just remembered. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, go there, like and comment as well, and make sure you subscribe to the same thing. That's another entry to get a season pass. Today's video and yesterday's video, you can comment both times, like the video both times, and you'll be entered twice. You're not going to win 2 season passes. I'm going to, when I pick who wins, same person's not going to win twice, but double your entries, double your chances there. But yeah, En Saba Nur, decent, but he's being completely overshadowed by Isca. People are experimenting with like this Galactus First Step list is doing okay. Like the Thanos Lockjaw stuff, that's where I'm really interested in. As someone who's been playing since global launch, I definitely have a soft spot for Thanos Lockjaw stuff. I would love for that to be a thing again. That's where Aurora was like when Aurora pre-release was coming out, everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be like a Thanos card or something to be done there. didn't really happen there. But yeah, he's kind of weak sauce, but I'm okay with that. Like, he's not doing incredible, but I am ready for a break from like extremely oppressive season pass cards after January, February. I don't like last year we had the same thing with Iron Patriot into Sam Wilson in terms of that, but they felt oppressive in very different ways. They were like good stuff cards, but they weren't like the big finishers. The fact that like Star-Lord was a Mr. Negative equivalent and Sholau was your big finisher, it just felt way worse. Maybe it's recency bias, but I'm fine with En Saba Nur being En Saba Mit. You still want to get the season pass card. But there's another card on the season pass, super premium, Isca the Unbeaten, with an almost 40% popularity. This card's freaking nuts. I love this card. I love it because it feels very unique to play. I think it's going to be the villain this season. It's going to be the villain of Snap here. Just because you have to play around it in such a unique way. If they're winning the location with Isca and she's a 4/6 at the time, you can't just eke out a couple points and just barely beat that location, because she's gonna double to 4/12. You have to be like, okay, on top of them, like I need to be able to win the location by the amount she's going to double by, and then that's not even accounting for if a Doombot's gonna go flying in there. It's a very interesting situation. It does not feel bad the way it did to play into Star-Lord, but I think it's only a matter of time before people get pissed off about this card. These are the decks right now. All the top decks of the current meta it's Isca world. We are in it. It's Isca's world. We are just living in it. But with all that, let's jump over to our viewer card of the week. Last week, the comment with the most likes asking for a card came from Undeniable 18, who said that I would like me to check out Rocket and Groot after going back to 3/3. Rocket and Groot last year, December 2022, infamously, I think it released like the week before or after Doom 2099. That was a stacked end of the season. This is a Galacta with a season pass card. Pretty wild. He recently got buffed, or they recently got buffed back to a 3/3. And it's getting not a lot of people are playing it. 2.2% popularity since the start of the season. Not a lot of people are doing that. Granted, there's shiny new toys, but I think it is a legitimate card. Like going into this sort of like Merc Cannonball Supergiant list with Batroc stuff is very interesting. You've got people testing it in the Isca Thanos list and stuff like that. These have very low game sample sizes, so it's tough to really sink into that. But I think it could be a good like alternate card. Like if you're missing a card in like the Sholau move list, you can tech it in there. It just goes to show that like there's a lot of move stuff going on right now. Significantly more with like, this was before we had Sam Wilson. This was before we had Batroc when Rocket and Groot came out. So it's a bit of a different situation. I still like Rocket and Groot. Admittedly, I haven't been playing him as much, even though I do have that holiday variant from the bundle that came out. But like, people are getting creative. Seeing a Wiccan deck makes me want to die, but Wiccan is just such a bad energy ramp card right now that it's almost like the inverse. Like would have much rather have seen more Wiccan than I did Star-Lord last month, right? But very interesting. People are doing some cool stuff with it. Here are some lists that you can check out, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So just quick recap here. I'm fine with an end of tourney meta. Cosmic Ghost Rider checks it very easily. The way to beat it is pretty straightforward. This feels a hell of a lot better than the first 2 days of the Star-Lord meta. I, along with many other people, were just not feeling it last month. So we're on a good turnaround. I think any of these decks are very legitimate to play. I think you can even do, like, Derek was doing, he hit rank 1 with a Werewolf by Night, like Merlin list. With zombies, that's awesome. Jay Walla hit rank 1 with an Arishem list. Like, meta's much more wide open. I love to see it, and I'm excited to see how this meta's going to develop. So, I'm going to go full screen here. If you all just want the Marvel Snap content, feel free to head out or watch another video on the channel. Again, don't forget to comment. Let me know what card you want me to feature in next week's video. Comment with most likes wins. And if you want that season pass, leave a comment saying season pass. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, include that Discord or whatever way to contact you in your comments. So if you win, there's no chasing down. I just can't be chasing people to give them stuff. That's not in the cards. But for those who do, the real ones who are sticking around to the end here, we're going to talk a little bit of Kicker of Elves lore. Every week we go back to the wall of trinkets, which is just something I've had here for quite a long time, since before I started doing YouTube videos, and we talk a little bit about something. I've gone ahead and pulled Junji Ito's No Longer Human. Now, I'm not going to talk about No Longer Human specifically, although I love this book. I want to talk about my boy Junji Ito. Now, for folks who, you know, maybe don't watch anime or don't read manga, especially, like, I feel like it's more common to watch anime than read manga. There might be like a negative connotation towards it, especially, you know, I'm a 90s baby up in here, and when I was growing up, it was very much like anime's super weird. Like, you're freaking real weird for doing that. There was not, like, it was not cooler the way it is now. Like, the youths have it easier there. It is not just ostracized the way it was then. So some people might have a negative connotation. Junji Ito is freaking brilliant. He makes horror manga. I strongly recommend you follow me here, go to your local library, pick out one of his volumes. You can get, like, if they have Uzumaki, if they have just anything by him except for Soichi, it's a little bit weird. Check them out. They're short, brilliantly drawn. He writes and draws them himself. Let's just go to random. Just like, even just this, just like the artwork on this is very, very arresting. Like, it's scary stuff, but just, I love reading his stuff. I cannot get enough of it. If I had infinite money, I would just buy every single thing that the guy's made. And a lot of them are very, like, it's hard to explain. A lot of them aren't like the most horrifying thing you'll ever read. Like, there's kind of like a shock or a scare to it, but it's very just like, I'm someone who does not like horror movies. Like, I saw The Ring when I was young, and that just jacked me up. I was like up the whole night, like, someone's gonna get me. Like, the psychological horror stuff is not something I'm not gonna watch Smile or whatever. That's not me. Well, I love the Junji Ito stuff. Cannot recommend it enough. I think No Longer Human in particular, if you're jumping in, is very good, because No Longer Human is actually a very famous Japanese novel from Dazai Osamu. It was pretty much seen as like his suicide note. Like, he died, or he killed himself, like with a love pact death thing, like a few weeks after the final thing came out. And this is kind of Junji Ito's reimagining and like embellishment of it. No Longer Human, great book on its own, but then like this version of it is just extremely powerful. Kind of portrait of somebody with like anxiety and depression during a time in Japan. I think it was like the 1940s to like pre World War II stuff. I forget when it was. My brain is rotten mush, but amazing. So leave you with that. Hell, let me, if you're a Junji Ito fan, include that as part of your season pass entry comment. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. All fun rambling aside, I'm Kicker of Elves. Thank you all for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We are on the road to 1,500 subs. And check out the video on your screen right now. Another cool piece of Marvel Snap content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.